This is a 2007 LT 1050 Cub Cadet, and this little washer here, the bushing, typical, has gone out, as well as a lot of wear on this gear. So we'll replace both of them. If you've watched very many videos, you know there's several different ways people talk about doing it. I've already taken it off with the deck still on, and what I've done is this. As in some other videos, I have lifted the steering column up. I've got a old rag around it here, pliers holding it up, and down inside right in here, which you can't hardly see because it's dark, but the shaft is right in there, and there's two holes right over here. One, the first hole it goes through, the shaft does, and then it goes down, hits the second hole where this bearing here goes. And what I'm going to do is, and what I'm going to attempt to do is this, and it's better to have someone to help you. With that shaft lifted up, I'm going to put the new bushing on the shaft and hold it while in place, while my assistant lets the shaft down. And once it gets so far to where I can't hold it with this hand any longer, I'm going to reach under here, and where that bushing comes down in there, I'm going to put my finger in there, and I'm going to grab it and I'm going to hold it until the shaft and the bushing come all the way down, and then make the final adjustments to where it will go into those grooves that it's made for. And then, just as she comes down, I'm going to put this here washer back on, let her come all the way down, then put the new gear on, and then put this back on. If all goes well, I should be able to put it back together the same way that's the way I just took it apart, and without having to remove the deck. This is just a thought, something for you to look at if you want to consider doing it this way, even though there's some other ways that can be done as well that are probably just as easy to a point, except you don't necessarily have to drop the deck. And my hands are not real big. If you have real big hands, then you may have to look at another option. But this is a 2007. It has the thin washer in it. I think anything after the 2007, like the 2008 and on, has the thicker washer. And that's really what I wish I had, is the thicker one. And I'm gonna look into it, but I think in order to use the thicker one, I will either have to change out the entire steering column, or that little washer that's near the end of the steering column. There's a little washer type deal made up on it about 2 inches before it drops down into those holes. And that would probably stop it from going on there, I don't know. But the newer ones that's thicker is really the way to go, in my opinion. I can already see why they made that thicker, because it makes this thing last longer. But for now, I'm waiting on the gentleman to get here with the parts now. For now, I'm gonna have to go back with this one right here. My plate underneath it is still decent and still good. It's just that this here has wobbled out real good, as you can see, and the gear's about gone. And so, for now, I'm just gonna replace these two things here by just going down through inside the mower and putting it on the shaft and dropping it down, but also holding it from the underneath as it comes all the way down, with my assistant helping lower this down. It really will work better with an assistant, though I could do it completely by myself if I had to. But this is just something to think about as you look at the different ways to easily replace this.